here and we aren't getting any yard work done today. Now, it does not snow very often in North Texas, so I'm not sure about Hill County, even though it's in between Dallas and Waco, how often it snows there. But our first year in our house, and it is beautiful, and the snow is really big flakes. And it's supposed to be doing this, started at 8 a.m. this morning, and it's supposed to go all the way until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And we're going to be getting 8 inches of rain. So, instead of working in the yard, we had planned out a few weeks ago to go ahead and build my beds and everything for my garden, and then we saw it was going to snow. So instead of bringing you that video, which we will be doing throughout the week because it's supposed to be beautiful the rest of the week and no snow and no rain and a lot of sun, we are going to I'm going to give you my seed haul. I have gotten some seeds from a couple of places. I'm still waiting for some orders to come in, but I'm going to give you what I have and what I've ordered so that you know what's going to be going on in the backyard and in the front yard, and maybe it'll help you find some seeds that you want. So let me go inside, get a hot cup of tea going, sit down with my seeds, and let me bring you the seed haul. Hello. So I have my hot cup of tea here, and I thought I'd go over some seed orders or a seed haul with you and explain some of the seeds that I'm still waiting on. So I have 2 rose bushes, or two roses that I ordered from Antique Emporium in Brenham, Texas. They will be in March, so I've got to wait for those. And then from, I think it's Gurney, I ordered potatoes, raspberry, blackberry, and strawberries, and those are supposed to be shipping out like the first or second week of February, so I'm waiting for those. So I figured I'd start with Haas. I got my garlic from Haas, and it's already planted before the snow, but the one main reason why I went to Haas was A, I couldn't find garlic anywhere, and B, I couldn't find onions anywhere. So I ordered onions, and I got the Carta Blanca onion and the red Creole onion from Haas. And that's them. And that's everything that I ordered from Haas. I will link everything in the description box below, or the places I got my seeds from and my roses from in the description box below. Now, the next thing, and I have some of this already planted, but I'm going to replant it. I got from Eden Brothers, and I haven't had, and I haven't had trouble with them. I've got organic pepper seeds, lettuce seeds, and spinach seeds, and the lettuce and the spinach is already planted. The lettuce is growing like you would not believe. It's frost hardy, so it's going to be okay through this, and so is the spinach, and so is my broccoli, hopefully my broccoli. So I got those from Eden Brothers. Now, I don't order a lot from them. I ordered some of the beans from them last year, and they didn't grow at all. So I was very surprised about these. I was actually worried that those beans wouldn't grow. So I have it divided up. The rest of my seeds come from one place. And I have it divided up into flowers, my herb garden, and then the vegetable garden. So I'm gonna start with the herb garden, and then I'll do vegetables and then the flowers. So what I have going, or what I will be planting, is, these were free seeds. This is from Baker Creek. So all the rest of this is from Baker Creek. Basil lemon and basil Genovese. So I'm gonna plant both of them. I figured I could figure out the difference in taste. I have a feeling that this one has a lemony flavor because it says it on the back, whereas this one's traditional basil. Then I've got rosemary, thyme, and I actually have a couple of plants of this growing already, but I'm gonna plant some more chives. I'm gonna plant a lot more chives. My chives are doing great. They're in potted plants, but I'm actually gonna put them in the herb garden. The next thing I'm not going to put in the herb garden because I've read, and please correct me if it's wrong, I have read that putting this in can actually make everything else taste like it because it is a strong thing. And I'm gonna put it in some pots. But I've got some mountain mint, and that's gonna be for tea and other things. I'm looking at my dog, and her whole back is wet, which means she's been rolling around in the snow like a little kid. And then the last thing that I went ahead and I'm putting it in, I'm gonna put several different places in my yard. It's going to be for tea, is chamomile. I got that. So that's all the herbs I have. I may, when I start planting things, go to Home Depot and get more herbs, but those are the main ones with the garlic. So I'm excited about it because I figured out how to do my herb garden. You know how it has this, it's a triangle shape from the previous owners, and I figured out how to make it straight rows with the triangle shape, and it considers using, I have to use a string and 2 pins and put them in. So some of the lines are going to be a little bit smaller, and that's what I'm going to use for certain herbs that I don't use a lot of. So for vegetables, and again, Baker Creek, I got habanero peppers. I'm super excited about these. And then, I'm looking for the third one because I know I've got 3 of them. Then we're going to talk about tomatoes because I'm not doing a whole bunch of tomatoes. I watch Jess at Roots and Refuge Farm, and she loves different types of tomatoes. I've watched my dad try to grow tomatoes, and he has problems with it. But my grandfather used to grow them like you would not believe. So I'm being very cautious about the potatoes. So about the tomatoes. So I got some Abe Lincoln, and I got some Chadwick cherry tomatoes. And then I got this because I want to know what it tastes like after watching Roots and Refuge Farm, and it's Aunt Molly's ground cherries. So those are my tomatoes. This doesn't have a picture on it, but everyone raves about this bean. Instead of me doing a green bean this year, I'm going to do dragon tongue. And then I've got carrots. Not just scarlet carrots. And they don't have this carrot anymore on Baker Creek. I went looking for it to order some more, and it's not there. I'm going to be growing Chicago pickling cucumbers. Then I'm going to try these free seeds that I've gotten. I got kale, Russian red, or ragged jack. I want to grow some kale. And then this is Japanese giant red mustard. Now I know any sort of mustard plants, they're going to take off. So I need to be very, very particular about where I plant them. My dad grew mustard greens and collard greens in our backyard, and our whole backyard, it just sprung and took off throughout the whole backyard. That's what our backyard was at one point. I'm also gonna grow Black Beauty eggplants and Ben Kanabi, I think it's called, watermelons. And then keratin leeks. And the reason why I'm growing leeks is because a lot of old recipes that I cook and try call for leeks, and a lot of times I can't find them in the stores, so I'm just gonna grow my own. And that's all the vegetables that we plan on growing. I've actually got it, for my vegetable garden, I've actually got it written out exactly where everything is gonna go. Our backyard faces south, so I need the tomatoes to be at one side so that it doesn't, when they grow up on the cattle panels that we're going to have, they don't block the sun for the rest of the vegetables. So we have it all laid out how we're going to put this in. And one reason why I've ordered some of these plants is because I need to attract bees to my yard. And going back on vegetables real quick, I do have squash seeds. I don't have very many left, and I am going to plant those. I just didn't pull them out, but I do have yellow squash. But last year, none of my squash grew. None of my pumpkins grew because I didn't have bees coming in the yard. We do have wasps, so I need to attract pollinators. So I am going to be planting wild bergamot bee balm for that. And a couple of these are pollinators. So I hope to get a bunch of bees in, but I'm planting some cosmos in the yard. And then this is, I think it's Gila Globe. This one I have to watch where I plant it, and I think I'm going to plant it in potted seeds because in pots because it is poisonous, and that is sweet peas. But I love sweet peas, so I'm going to be doing that. This doesn't have a picture, but this is the golden ball chrysanthemum, and I got Teo. It's a sunflower. Then I'm going to be planting green twister coneflowers and Indian blankets, and then the tequila sunrise snapdragon. Now these three I'm super excited about because I'm going to be planting them all over, and that is a zinnia candy cane mix, the zinnia chrysanthemum mix, and the zinnia exquisite mix, because I love zinnias. And the only thing left for me to buy is hydrangeas, but I'm gonna buy those where they're already growing at Home Depot and then put them into the ground. I plan on doing that in the front yard. I don't have a color scheme going for my flowers. I want it to be bright and beautiful, and it takes 10 years to hone down to what you want your garden to look like, or your flower beds and everything to look like. So I'm playing with a lot of colors because next year I might be like, I don't like this color as much as that color. So I'm playing with a lot of colors because of that. I have a yellow rose called the Republic of Texas outside. It's all covered up right now, but that's a yellow rose. So the roses that I got, I believe one was yellow and it's a David Austin rose, and the other one I believe is like it's not yellow, it's not orange, but it's in between. It's a beautiful color, and I can't remember the name of it, but whenever it comes in, I will show you. And those are going to go on the front in the front yard. And then I have my grandfather's roses, which are sitting on the kitchen counter in pots. Just we're trying to nurse it along through the winter, and those are actually pink. So when it comes to roses, I'm kind of like, I like the yellow, white, cream colors into the oranges, but I have these pink roses and they're my grandfather's, so I have to keep up with that. Now, seed storage. I don't have a way to keep my seeds stored, so I would love to hear from y'all. How do you keep your seeds organized and stored? I've seen different types of boxes people use. Please leave a comment down below about that. And I would love to hear about some of these vegetables or flowers that you've grown, how they took off in your yard, or mistakes that you've made, so that we can all get together and we can learn this gardening life. This is the second year that I'm growing stuff, and last year I grew everything in pots. So I'm super excited to actually have my own garden where I'm not renting a house, not in pots, where it's actually in the ground or in raised beds. And I cannot wait until planting season. Really, I cannot. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon.